So we're here at Agile 2008 in Toronto. I'm here with Burke, the VP Marketing for SolutionsIQ. How you doing?
Doing really well. Doing really well.
Show been good for you so far?
Oh, it's very busy.
Yeah.
Very busy. We've been talking with a lot of clients. Yeah.
Seems like a quite bigger show than last year. Over the last couple of years, it's really grown quite a bit.
Grown significantly. Just in terms of also the conversation's a little bit different too. It's been a lot of fun.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think that kind of goes in line with one thing that we're seeing is the pace of Agile adoption has really picked up over the last couple of years as well too. I think comparing this to last year, how do you see that really going with some of your customers, some of the people you're talking to?
Well, I see it in kind of the way it's affecting the type of questions that we're answering, kind of challenges that people are faced with right now. A little bit different this year than they were a year ago. So a year ago we were, as Agile consultants and trainers, looking for opportunities to coach those that would be coaching the others. Now we're talking with a lot of people that have spent 6 months, maybe a year, as the resident expert within their organization, and they're running into a whole new slew of issues.
Sure.
Issues around architecture, issues around distributed teams, and so our types of conversation now are sort of the second wave of challenges that we're talking with people about now.
Sure. Well, as Agile adoption continues to rise, I mean, do you see this pace kind of continuing for the next couple of years?
Oh, very much. So we're very bullish on the rise. We're seeing it affect us directly, and we've rechanneled and refocused. 100% of our offerings are now right around helping organizations adopt Agile to meet the rising demand for those types of services.
Sure, sure. And do you see? I think we're getting kind of a different crowd as well too. Have you seen more adoption by enterprise types of corporations? People.
Yeah, absolutely. We're talking to insurance companies and other types of IT organizations within industries that you wouldn't normally maybe associate with leading edge sort of technologies. So it's a good indication that there is a bit of a crossing the chasm kind of adoption, and we are moving into more of an enterprise adoption. It has different challenges.
Yeah.
They've got established processes. They've got roles established around following those processes. They've got release management processes, project management processes. The management team plays a little bit different role relative to projects, the whole budgeting around projects. And so there's a different set of problems than the ISV. So last year we were talking a lot with independent software vendors that were developing software as a business. And so we've seen them as the early adopters, and they're getting deep into advanced topics now. And now we're talking with a lot of these folks within industry IT, trying to figure out how to adopt this broadly.
Well, you mentioned management. How do you see management's role in the adoption of Agile in some of these larger organizations?
Well, it changes. It changes. So if you move into a true sort of a Scrum-based or Agile-based mindset, management needs to sort of think in terms of more lean manufacturing kinds of ideas. And so when we talk to management, we talk about lean. We talk about lean manufacturing. We talk about those paradigms because for them, they understand those. And it can help them connect the dots in terms of their role. So their role becomes more about helping to ensure that the team is properly provisioned, right? So we use simple analogies like most recently the Tour de France has been running. So picture the guy driving the car, coaching people on the phone, handing water out the window. Those are the kinds of roles that management needs to take on now to make sure that the team continues on their pace, right? Because it's all about measuring that pace and sustaining that so you can forecast.
What do you think? How would you describe the organization that would probably best benefit from adopting Agile now?
How do they benefit, or what is the organization?
What type of company or what type of organization do you think would probably best benefit from an adoption of an Agile development practice?
I think there's a natural affinity here for technology, but it's not limited to technology. Sure. I think what we'll see here is as ISVs are well into the adoption. Organizations that have technology as a key driver for competing with their competitors, right? So that hits a lot of industries, right? Retail, it hits insurance, finance, where technology is used to help compete. Now you're trying to get new innovation through technology to help compete with in a competitive industry. And so those types of industries that are leveraging technology to be competitive, that covers a broad span, are the ones that should be looking at this.
Sure. Well, at your own organization, I'm assuming that you also practice Agile there as well too. And
yeah, absolutely. So we, in addition to doing consulting and training, we do outsource development. So we use Agile techniques, Scrum and XP, in providing services to our clients. We also apply a lot of the mechanisms to our entire operation as a business. So we've got a daily management stand-up in the afternoon that looks at removing impediments to the organization, and it's wide open. So if somebody has an impediment, we want to bring that to the management's attention, and we focus on removing those impediments. It's kind of to the, driving the car and making sure we keep them properly provisioned. There's a flat, we want to be on it and fix and get them back on the bike and going. And so that's sort of the role our management team plays. We meet daily at 4:15. We also do things like we're adopting more of a release management mentality. We're not a product company, but we are getting better about packaging our services so they're easier to understand what it is we do. And so that means adopting more of a release cycle, creating a backlog of the elements that we want to incorporate and modify and enhance our service offering, so we use that. I'm in marketing. We do a 2-week sprints, and we define user stories and we track them in a tool that helps us to manage the backlog, and that's how we measure our progress every 2 weeks. So company like ours, it's in everything we do.
Okay, great. So what's new at SolutionsIQ? Any new news on the horizon? Or?
Yeah, so kind of connecting with what we're seeing at the conference, a lot of sort of second wave type issues. It's driving some transformation around our services. So historically we've been trainers and consultants, and then we've done outsourced development. We're bringing those much closer now as a set of professional services that include technical skill sets. So we've had customers come to us saying, hey, we're trying to achieve this, we're trying to adopt Agile, we're having some struggles, but guess what, we have to get software built and we have to get things out the door. Can you help augment our team with development staff that knows how to do Agile and can help us adopt these? And what we're discovering is they get two things. They get sort of a mentoring relationship with those developers. So we'll place our senior developers, pair them up with their developers, and they helps in the adoption of the techniques. And these are great developers too. So they're actually getting more work done through additional resources. So blending these services is something new for us, and it's something that is the industry is driving us to have a fuller set of services that hits not just necessarily management, not just necessarily project management, but also the development teams. So we can pair with you on all levels, provide coaching to management, Scrum coaching, product owner coaching, and as well as team member augmentation.
So if someone wants to find out more about SolutionsIQ, where should they go?
Hit our website. We're at www.solutionsiq.com. We've got a lot of interesting things. We had 7 different sessions here that were sponsored. So a lot of our consultants are here at the conference, speaking on topics like narrative testing, architecture in an Agile organization, topics like how to modify the coaching situation around Scrum teams to help keep it fresh, keep it live. So our coaches have some techniques and ideas that they're talking about here at the conference. All that information is available on our site, and so I'd encourage people to go there too.